Micah, chapter 4, verses 1 through 5. In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established at the highest of the mountains. It will be exalted above the hills, and people will stream to it. Many nations will come and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the temple of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, so that we may walk in his paths. The law will go out from Zion, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he will judge between peoples and will settle disputes among strong nations far and wide. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. Everyone will sit under their own vine and under their own fig tree, and no one will make them afraid. For the Lord Almighty has spoken. All the nations may walk in the name of their gods, but we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever." Nahum chapter 3, verses 1 through 19. Woe to the city of blood, full of lies, full of plunder, never without victims. The cracks of the whips and the clatter of wheels, the galloping horses and jolting chariots, charging cavalry, flashing swords and glittering spears. Many casualties, piles of dead bodies without number. People stumbling over the corpses, all because of the wanton lusts of a prostitute. Alluring, the mistress of sorceries, who enslaved nations by her prostitution and people by her witchcraft. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty, and I will lift your skirts over your face, and I will show the nations your nakedness, and the kingdoms your shame, and I will pelt you with filth, and I will treat you with contempt, and make you a spectacle. All who see you will flee from you and say, "Nineveh is in ruins. Who will mourn for her? Where can I find anyone to comfort you?" You are better than Thebes, situated on the Nile, with water around her? Are you better than Thebes, situated on the Nile, with water around her? The river was her defense, the waters her wall. Cush and Egypt will be her boundless strength. Put and Libya were among her allies, yet she was taken captive and went into exile. Her infants were dashed to pieces on every street corner. Lots were cast for her nobles, and all her great men were put in chains. You too will become drunk, and you will go into hiding and seek refuge from the enemy. All your fortresses are like fig trees with their first ripe fruit. When they are shaken, the figs fall into the mouth of the eater. Look at your troops, they are weaklings. The gates of your land are wide open to your enemies. Fire has consumed the bars of your gates. Draw water for the siege. Strengthen your defenses. Work the clay, tread the mortar, repair the brickwork. There the fire will consume you, and the sword will cut you down, and they will devour you like a swarm of locusts. Multiply like grasshoppers, multiply like locusts. You have increased the number of your merchants till they are more numerous than the stars in the sky. But like locusts, they strip the land and then fly away. Your guards are like locusts. Their officials are swarms of locusts. Your officials are swarms of locusts that settle in the walls on a cold day. But when the sun appears, they fly away, and no one knows where. King of Assyria, your shepherds slumber. Your nobles lie down to rest. Your people are scattered on the mountains with no one to gather them. Nothing can heal you. Your wound is fatal. All who hear the news about you clap their hands at your fall, for who has not felt your endless cruelty?